Hello, my divine feminines. Today I'm going to be doing a Mother's Day message since it's Mother's Day, and yeah, I feel like there is a message here for the mothers, okay? The divine feminines out there that have children. Let's see. What does Spirit want us to know today here? I'm going to start off with my Oracle deck. Let's see. Holy Spirit, holy angels, the angels, the guides, the ancestors, and the spirits, the Holy Spirit that watches over us on our healing journey on our path. What do we need to know today here for Mother's Day? Let's see. What is it that you want us to remember? We have two cards. We have Freya, the goddess of discernment. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes, okay? And then we have Amaterasu, the goddess of light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. Okay, let's see what this is here. Freya, I'm gonna read from my book. For any of you that don't wanna hear me read about these goddesses, you can skip, but there are always really resonating messages, I feel. So let's see. I'm gonna skip, since two came out, I'm gonna skip straight to when your soul selects her card, okay? Discernment is derived from the Greek word diakrisis. It refers to a spiritual power that allows you to distinguish between the spirits that will cause harm and the spirits that will assist you. It lets us discern when a phone call or an email or a visit from a friend is going to add to our day or if it's going to derail us. Discernment is the difference between feeling led by the day, pulled this way and that, and claiming it. Our time in this lifetime, at least, is limited. Every second is significant. Freya reminds us of that searing perception we all have, but perhaps don't use frequently enough. She wants us to be discerning with how we choose to spend our time and whom we choose to love. She wants us to never ever say yes to anything or anyone from a place of fear or obligation. You are a demigoddess, a valkyr, a priestess of your own fate. You get to choose the life you want to live. And this happens by being fierce and warrior-like about what you say yes to. Use discernment so that you are only saying yes to what will actually nourish and renew you, inspire, or expand you. It's not your business to worry about those you might disappoint. You are not made to meet everyone's expectations of you. Confirmation on my window just now. Okay, so I feel like there's something I'm supposed to say here. I just got this, especially with this phrase right here, use your discernment so that you are only saying yes to what will actually nourish and renew you, inspire, or expand you. So I feel like this might be a message for those out there that don't really have a good relationship to their mother. You are made to express the truth of who you are and to use the brief time you have here to live out your potential. Nothing is obligatory except for breathing. So Mother's Day, yeah, it's kind of like a holiday of, where some people might feel obligated to reach out and say, Happy Mother's Day, okay? Because somebody, maybe did birth you to this world. But it's like, I don't know, it's kind of giving me this card is giving me that feeling of like, okay, even if it is Mother's Day, we're not obligated to maybe let people into our life, okay, that don't feed us, that don't nourish us, or something like that. Your only true obligation is to the voice of your own soul. Freya wants you to realize the gleaming gold that you are and act accordingly. She wants you to unapologetically choose a life you actually want to be living right now. She wants you to make your yes holy again by only using it when it's the truth. Yeah. So I don't know why, I feel like it might be about estranged family members, okay? And the feeling of maybe that some of us feel obligated to family because it's family. So let's see, what is the second card? 150. The cave is so crucial, drawing inward, hiding our light to restore ourselves and to heal from something or someone that felt too intense or aggressive. When we hide our light, though, we aren't the only ones left in the dark. We take our light from the ones who love us as well. The beauty of Amaterasu is that she emerges from the cave out of curiosity, attracted to someone else's joy. That's when she meets with the dawn of her own reflection. She doesn't truly see herself and the beauty of her light until she's drawn out of herself. Amaterasu sees her own light once she becomes curious about seeing the light that's around her in the levity and laughter of the other deities. This is the answer. If we've been too long in retreat, if we've been hiding our light, not out of self-love and a soulful need for restoration, but out of a reaction to someone else's pain, then we draw ourselves out by focusing on the joy of others. Seeing their light allows us to see our own, and sometimes even the solar goddess needs to be inspired or reminded of why she shines so brightly, not just for the sake of her own reflection, but also for all those beloved beings that need her rays of light to remember their own. Sometimes we need the sight of the faces we brighten in order to remember why we are so devoted to finding our way back into the light. So this is like if you're a mother, right? This is the other side of the coin. It's when you're a mother figure, when you're a mother, and your children need your ray of light. Your children need to see, they need your love, right? Your children need your love. You know, and sometimes we hide out, or we retreat exactly because something feels too intense or aggressive. So we go into the dark. We retreat in some sort of way. But sometimes we need the sight of the faces we brighten in order to remember why we're so devoted to finding our way back into the light. This is about, restoring that hope. It's giving me it's giving me generational curses, okay? Because the first card here with Freya is like the discernment of, estranged family, or what we might deal with our own family, with our own family connections, okay? So some of you might have had to draw lines with family using your discernment, okay? And saying, I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. So where am I going to spend my time with? What kind of people am I going to spend my time, right? And then this card is basically about, okay, I recognize, I use my discernment, I recognize what was hurting me with others, okay? But I don't want to pass that down to my children. I want to show my children a different side. I want to be a sacred mirror reflecting back the same light, the goddess of light, the light that is inside you. So you want to pass down to your children maybe a different way of being, okay? After reflecting, after using that discernment and seeing maybe like familiar patterns, okay, or family patterning, or toxic relationships in your life where you realize like, okay, this is not something, that I want to spend my time with, okay? Spending time wisely. This is not something that I want to spend time with because something feels too aggressive and too intense. But you come back out of that cave so that you can give your children a different side of you, okay? So that you can give them your light. Realizing that everything that you're going through, the healing that you're doing, and the changing of your own past is what you're doing it for your children. You're doing it to give your children a different life, a different family pattern, or a different family dynamic, okay? Something that you might have felt was missing in your own family when growing up. Yeah, wow, okay. So let's see here, holy angels. What else do we need to know about this this message here for the divine feminines out there that are mothers? I feel like this message is going to have a lot to do with, what do we want to pass down to our children? How do we want our children to grow up? We want to be the best parents that we can be. We want to be loving. We want to give them everything, but not just, I'm not talking about material. It's a lot about love, okay? It's a lot about that feeling of love. So if there's a lot of you out there here, divine feminines, that might have felt like you had to use your discernment in the past to kind of weed out, you know, what you felt like was toxic. You had to do a lot of healing. And the healing that you're doing is that's the healing that you did in this cave, right? From this story. So you went into a cave to heal yourself. You stepped back from people. You retreated into a cave, isolated yourself, maybe even for a time, to figure it out and to maybe even realize, you know, I don't want to stay in this cave. You know, there was things that hurt me in the past. People really hurt me in the past, maybe even family betrayal, right? But I want to retreat out of this cave for one reason, and that's my children. This is a Mother's Day message, so I feel like it has a lot to do with coming out of the cave for your children and seeing their faces and wanting to do better for them and wanting to show them a side of you, or show them some sort of a love that you feel like you might have been lacking, or some sort of a life or feeling of family that you might feel like you have lacked. It's like wanting to give something to them because you know what it feels like not to have it. Yeah. So let's see, holy angels. What else do we need to know here? The Six of Wands reverse. And the King of Pentacles at the bottom. Okay, so you have the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. And the Six of Wands in reverse. So I mean, this is definitely with Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups, it's definitely about a feeling of community, right? It's a feeling of the people around you and trying to find solutions in collaboration, trying to find that joy, that happiness. Celebration, okay? Trying to find solutions, trying to make something work here. But you do have the Six of Wands in reverse, which is, you know, feeling of some sort of a defeat, a fall from grace. Why is that here? Holy Spirit, why is that here, the Six of Wands in reverse? Yeah, first card out, the Three of Pentacles. Nine of Swords in reverse. And the Page of Swords. I just also heard, you know, with the Six of Wands in reverse, it's like feeling like you don't do something good enough, okay? So maybe there's some mothers out there that, you know, felt like no matter what you do, it's just not good enough, okay? You had a hard time maybe gaining some sort of recognition, appreciation for everything that you do, okay? Three of Pentacles, though. And the Page of Swords, we'll see. What's the Three of Cups? You have the Six of Cups here. Yeah, so you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Chariot. Yeah, this is giving me that feeling of you know, you want to move towards this happiness and this soul family, okay? I mean, the Three of Cups for me is always kind of also giving me that feeling of family, because you're going from 2 cups to 3, so it could even be about maybe a child or something like that, right? And you want to have, with the Six of Cups, you want to move forward in love. Knight of Cups and the Chariot. Some of you with the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Cups might even feel like your children really changed your life forever, right? I mean, of course they do, okay? Once they're here, they're here forever. They're in your heart forever, okay? That's for sure. They're in your heart forever. And so when you had your children, from that day forward, everything changed, right? Even the way that you move forward in your own life, the decisions that you make. With the Knight of Cups, it's even about that love that you give, right? Your generosity, okay? Your movement forward. It's like everything after that day with the children, after that day, is every decision you make from then on out is like for them. They always have to be considered in every decision, right? So tell me about the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, you have the Five of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Star in reverse. So I do feel like I'm talking to some mothers out there that, you know, when it comes to like working together with others or trying to find some sort of solutions, okay, I don't know if this is just family members, if it's the significant other, the father figure, or, you know, whoever you had to maybe collaborate with or have support from. There was just a lot of conflict here with the Five of Wands. A lot of conflict here, even with the Four of Wands, could be in the home or in the community, okay? With the Star in reverse, it might have, you know, just having to always work together with others or try to make things work, having to fight about opinions, okay? This could even be fighting about, like, you know, how you raise your kids, and everybody's got an opinion and everybody's telling you what you're doing wrong and this, you should be doing this to make it better. It, like, kind of leaves this feeling with we'll see, because you have the Six of Wands in reverse and the Star in reverse. It's just, I feel like I'm talking to someone that, or some mothers out there that really feel like the more people that were involved, the more, or just certain people around you just made you feel like you don't do anything right, okay? Let's see. So that, I mean, that's maybe also what these cards could be about with the goddess of discernment, Freya, right? So it's like also using that discernment on yourself, okay? So if everybody's telling you that you're a bad mother and everything you do is wrong, you should be doing this and you do this wrong, it's also having that discernment towards yourself and that self-reflection of really taking that apart and, you know, am I a bad mom? Okay, everybody keeps, or not everybody, but this person keeps telling me like I'm not doing anything right. Is it true? Is there truth there? Okay, so you might have had to go into that cave and really look at that, okay? But one thing is for certain, you did come out of that cave wanting to be the best mom that you can be, right? So even if you had to change or heal, you know, nobody's a bad mom. Nobody's a bad mom. We're all human, okay? And we all, you know, go through phases of life where we struggle. I mean, okay, I don't want to say that. There are mothers out there just like fathers that, you know, it's like some people can deal with children, some people can't, but I'm not talking to that group of women right now. I'm talking to that group of women that you know that you're a good mom, okay? Or you know that what you do it out of love and you move in that direction of happiness, okay? And you want to be the best mom that you can be. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has their days. Like I said, we're all human, okay? We're not robots. But there is some energy here of no matter what you do, somebody always thought that, you know, something wasn't good enough. There's like this energy of somebody like always with the finger pointing and stuff like that. And with we are all sacred mirrors reflecting back that same light. It's like that energy of you also realizing, you know what, no, like there is a light inside me. I am a good person. Wait a minute, let me go back to this book because I'm getting something here off of that. I think it was page 150. Yeah. Yeah, healing from someone that felt too intense or too aggressive. It's like, you know, if someone's always pointing at you and telling you everything you're doing wrong, you know, you have to heal from that because it will make you start to doubt yourself, okay? It will start to make you feel like, you know, is everything I'm doing not good enough? It puts you in that space. So you had to really find back to yourself, okay? She doesn't truly see herself and the beauty of her light until she's drawn out of herself, right? If we've been too long in retreat, we've been hiding our light, not out of self-love and soulful need for restoration, but out of reaction to someone else's pain, right? So that's that family generational cursing, okay? So we start to hide ourselves because someone else is always pointing out our flaws or telling us, everything we're doing wrong. It's not necessarily because of, us. It has a lot to do with other people's pain, because that always comes back to the way that people react, right? So we're not in control of, other people, their reaction or their words. Everybody's in control of their own words and reactions, right? We're not responsible for that. So if somebody doesn't know how to, be kind, be nice, be compassionate, okay? If somebody's always just finding something negative to say, pointing out something negative, that is a reflection of that person and not of you. But I feel like, a lot of empaths, they have to learn that lesson of discernment, okay? The greatest lesson of discernment comes a lot from realizing that lesson in itself, which is, just because you have an opinion doesn't make it true, right? So a lot of us take a lot of things personally, okay? That is another lesson within discernment is what this person's saying, is that even true, or is this just a reflection of their own inner world, or their own opinions of themselves, or, there's something going on with them, okay? Hurt people, basically, okay? Sometimes even the solar goddess needs to be inspired or reminded of why she shines so brightly. Yeah. Imagine someone in this moment you want most to see laugh and fill with light. So a lot of us mothers, I think it's natural. We live for our kids because, we kind of have to at some point, right? But this, I feel like, has a lot to do with the healing aspect of realizing, like, why is it important for us to give to our children? Why is it important for our children to feel loved? Why is it so important that we make sure we tell our children that we're proud of them, or we instill these values in them of them being confident and them feeling like they are worthy? It comes from that healing in that cave, that discernment that we had to go through with our own parents, with our own family members, that discernment that we had in that cave, that reflection, that wisdom that we found in that cave of realizing, somebody's been telling me for a long time that I'm not good enough and I'm not worthy enough, and look at what it's done to me. I mean, I'm constantly questioning myself and everything I'm doing. I'm constantly asking myself, like, am I a good mom? Am I doing it good enough? Yes, you are. You are, okay? Confirmation on my phone just now. Yes, you are. If someone out there has been wondering, am I doing anything good enough? Am I a good mom? Because you have people or someone in your family around you telling you everything you're doing wrong, that has nothing to do with you and your capabilities. This person, they should be asking themselves, are they a good parent? So you're just taking that, what you're going through, and it's that healing, it's part of the healing process where you realize, like, I don't want my kid to ever feel the way that I feel. Like, I want to tell my kid that they're great, okay, and I'm proud of them, and they're, it's not about inflating an ego. We got to keep our kids humble, right? But you don't want your kid to ever feel like, or your child, like nothing they do is good enough for you, okay? It's about giving them that compassion and that empathy to unfold their own personalities and discover their own worth in this life. But we have to be that backbone for them, right? As mothers, we are that backbone. It's very important. And alone in that, okay, alone in that healing that you're doing, okay, and that realization that that is what you want to give to your kids, that is the values that you want to instill in them. You want to make them feel like they're, you know, they're important and they're valued and they are, you know, their feelings are also considered, and you know, that shows also your own light, right? That light that you're trying to reflect out or reflect back to your children, that shows that light that you have within yourself, that you are, that is what makes a good mother, is that you want your kids to be, to grow into individuals that are fulfilled, okay? They don't feel empty. They don't feel like they were neglected emotionally or something like that, you know? Yeah. I don't know, guys. I feel like, you know, I hopefully you know what I mean here. What's the Six of Wands reverse? The Seven of Wands. Yeah, it's about, this is something about someone that feels like no matter what they do, no matter how much energy they put into something, nothing they do is good enough, okay? Nothing is appreciated. Nothing is seen or recognized for what it is, okay? Someone's always, you know, you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears into something here. You're trying to, you know, give your kids a great life, trying to give them everything, and then there's people around you or a person around you that just, it's never going to be good enough. You're never going to be recognized, or that's how you feel. It's like nothing is appreciated. It's not recognized, okay? Tell me about this Three of Pentacles. Ten of Swords, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is that hit to the self-esteem, right? To that self-worth. The hit to someone's confidence here. Confirmation. Seven of Cups reverse. It's like you coming out of the cave. This is you coming out of the cave, right? After the betrayal. So when you went through the betrayal, you walked into the cave. When you came out of the cave, that's the Seven of Cups reverse, Knight of Swords reverse. It's like that's that healing, right? It's that realization that in the discernment of, you know what? I know who I am. I know who I am. I know how I love. I know that what I give is worth something. I know that I try my best every single day. I know that I try to be a good person. I know I try to do good by my kids and be a good mother. And, you know, the people that don't see that in me, I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a hell yes, okay? So it's about saying, you know what, then no. No. I'm not going to be around people anymore that make me feel that way. That's you coming out of that cave, is saying no, right? Nine of Swords reverse, Seven of Cups reverse. You coming out of a state of, this is giving me self-doubt, okay? Is that, am I good enough? Am I doing everything right? Could I be better? Could I, do my kids know I love them? Am I doing it? Like, this is you in just confusion. And I feel like this wasn't even something of your own doing. It was like external people around you making you feel this way, right? It's you coming out of this state of constantly worrying about it, constantly feeling like nothing is good enough. Like, am I good enough? So society is hard to us mothers, okay? There is also just, I feel, a general stigma in society that everything gets kind of picked apart, right? It's like, no matter what you do, you have people that say, well, you shouldn't be doing this. Well, you should be doing this. Well, if you're doing this, then you're not a good mother. It's like, you have to, us mothers, we have to find that, we have to instill that belief within ourselves, right? At the end of the day, that, you know what, I know I'm doing a good job. I know that I'm a good mother. I know that I do everything that I can, okay, and try to be the best person that I can be. There's always going to be someone that says this and that and this and that, okay? At the end of the day, you're the one that has to believe it, right? And your kids, they have to feel it, okay? That's all that matters. Tell me about the Nine of Swords reverse. The Ace of Wands. Tell Tell me about this. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Why is that here? The Moon. Yeah, this is about, you know, those hidden emotions, right? The hidden fears, the hidden emotions, the deep fears of not being adequate, okay? Not measuring up. I feel like that's natural, okay? For parents to wonder, like, you know, am I doing things good enough? There's a lot of, I mean, there's just a lot of factors. I feel like it's not really, you know, it always comes down to, like, I'm just going to talk about this stigma, okay? It's like, this is the deep fears, okay? So if you're somebody that works a lot, okay, then your deep fear is like, am I there enough for my kids? Do they know that I'm there for them? If you're always at home, you're not working, it's like, well, can I give my kids the life that, do they still love me even though, you know, maybe we don't have so much because I'm not a complete career person working every day. It's like, you get what I'm saying? No matter what you do, there's fears attached to it, okay? Everybody's always wondering, like, am I doing right by my kids, okay? So, you know, if you're somebody that, if your kids can have everything that they want, okay, because the finances are there, it's like that unconscious fear, like, am I giving too much? Am I doing this right? Or are my kids going to appreciate that? And if you don't really have money, then it's like, well, you know, do my kids know that I love them because I can't afford to do this and this with them? It's like, there's always these deep fears attached to everything, every step that we take as mothers, right? No matter what direction we go, no matter what our circumstances look like, our lives look like, there's always like, if I do this, you know, if I make this step, is it going to be the best thing for me and my kids? So tell me about the Page of Swords. The Queen of Cups and Justice, yeah. This is about mother figures here, you know, and wanting to do the right thing. Justice, it's about wanting to do the right thing. We're always wondering if we're doing the right thing. But why is that here with the Page of Swords? Oh, that was a lot. That was a lot. Hold on. The High Priestess came out as a single card. Yeah, it's about our intuition here. Following our intuition, right? I mean, at the end of the day, what I've learned is also, you know, as long as your intuition is telling you that something is right, okay, you're doing the right thing as a mother figure. If your intuition is telling you that what you're doing is the right thing, not your mind, okay, your intuition, then everything's fine, okay? If your intuition is telling you, I shouldn't be doing this, this feels wrong, or, you know, this might not be the best thing, or I don't know. It's like, how can I find an example so that you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know. I feel like everybody with a mother's intuition is going to know what I'm talking about. If you intuitively know that you're doing the right thing, or you intuitively know that you are a good mother, that's what counts, okay? I feel like that's what I'm trying to get at. If your intuition tells you, I am a good mother and I am doing everything that I can, I'm doing my best, okay? And you know that you are, you intuitively feel like I am a good mom, then you are, okay? If you are trying to do the right thing, you're in the upright, okay? You are doing your best to be nurturing, kind, giving, loving, instilling that emotional support. You know, the Queen of Cups is all about nurturing, emotionally supporting your children, okay? Making them feel like their emotions are valid. That is what is important at the end of the day. So, you know, if you, yeah, this kind of comes back to that feeling of other people telling you, or somebody around you telling you, like, you know, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. It's like, 9 times out of 10, that person isn't really doing a lot of things right, but they need someone else to blame, right? They need someone else to pick apart. It kind of distracts them from having to do that work, okay? The shadow work. So tell me about the Wheel of Fortune. 5 of Cups reverse and the Ace of Swords reverse. What do you mean? The Knight of Coins. So there's some sort of lies or something is not clear about some sort of a practical plan, okay? Or or about you being practical or wise or moving forward in a certain way. What do you mean? The 6 of Wands. Yeah, it's about the way that you're seen, okay? Seen by others. It's about the path that you're going, the way that you're seen by others, your appreciation. Yeah, the Ace of Swords is like somebody always has something to say, right? Tell me more about the Ace of Swords reverse. The 9 of Wands. Yeah, you might have to, defend yourself all the time, okay? Or stand up to people or defend yourself or get defensive because people feel like they know something better, okay? With the Ace of Swords in reverse, it's like usually that's about having clarity about a situation, but I feel like it's about somebody feeling like they always know something better, right? Yeah, the Devil. It's about somebody that's toxic around you that feels like they always know everything better. So you might have someone in your family or someone around you that you feel like you always have to defend yourself or your actions, right? Exactly. You have to defend everything that you do or your actions because someone's always telling you, this is wrong, that's wrong, why are you doing this? And this person is toxic. This person thinks they always know everything better, okay? And it keeps you in this state of having to constantly defend yourself. So that's also where this comes in, right? It's like, why am I constantly defending myself to this person? Why am I constantly, spending my time here with someone that, it doesn't matter what I do. They're always like picking me apart, feeling like they know everything better. Tell me about the 6 of Cups. The Hermit. Yeah, but you already know this. I mean, this is about you finding your inner wisdom, that inner intuition that tells you that what you're doing is, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Because you reflect. The Hermit reflects on their own actions, right? And that is what makes you a good mother, is the self-reflection. That is a very, very, very important part of the process, is that, everything that you do with your kids, everything that happens to you, everything you go through, you reflect on this, okay? And even if times didn't go so well, you reflected on it and you wanted to change it, okay? Self-reflection is a huge part of this. And whoever you're attached to, they don't self-reflect. They're not going to sit at home and think about their own actions and if this was out of line and if they should have said something like this and if they're being toxic and a know-it-all and pretending like, they know everything better and always getting on someone's case. That person's not sitting at home and reflecting if that's okay, okay? But you are reflecting on that. You are reflecting. I feel like I'm talking to someone here that no matter what happens with your kids, no matter if they have a bad day at school, if you had a bad day, okay, no matter what you go through, you reflect on this. You're somebody that, if things don't go well on one day, you lay in bed at night and you think about it and you're like, okay, you know what, tomorrow it's going to be a better day. Tomorrow I'm going to change this and it's like you reflect on this, if you get what I'm saying. That is what makes the difference here. It makes a huge difference because there's a lot of people that treat their children a certain way and they don't reflect on it, okay? There's a lot of people out there that don't, they don't take accountability for the trauma that they give their children or the things that they do. That's somebody that you could have dealt with, like your own parents, right? So you could be dealing with parental figures here that They love pointing out everything that you're doing wrong, okay? But they're not sitting up at night and reflecting about anything or their actions, or, feeling guilty, okay? Feeling guilty, wanting to change something the next day. They don't do that, right? But you do. You do. And then the next day you pop out here with your Knight of Cups energy, saying like, I just want to be loving and caring and nurturing and kind, giving. I want my kids to know that I love them, okay? No matter what happens. So tell me about the Knight of Cups. Eight of Wands and Death. Transformation. This is exactly what I was just feeling right here, right? So it's like, maybe an evening goes a little awry, right? Okay, everybody's like, it's normal. It happens in every family that there's a screaming match and everybody has a meltdown, okay? And things get a little bit heated. So when that night starts to cool down and you're laying in your bed and you're sitting there thinking like, oh God, maybe I shouldn't have gotten so upset, and maybe I should have, maybe I should have stepped out for a second. Maybe I should, you reflect, okay? You think about things. You go into that state of transformation, right? You're like, okay, I'm gonna, I gotta transform this. And then you take the action the next day and you're like, okay, I'm gonna, I gotta deal with this, okay? It's a process. It's a process. Being a mother is a process, okay? It really takes everything out of you, okay? So being a mother really reflects back to you who you are and what your patterns are and what you haven't healed, okay? Or just your characteristics, okay? It really reflects back everything at you. And I feel like I'm talking to someone here that you reflect a lot on this, right? Like your kids are like your biggest teachers, okay? And it's changed you, but it's changed you for the better because you reflect a lot more and you've realized what you needed to heal and what you needed to change. And because you want to be better for your kids, right? It's like your kids might have mirrored a lot of things back to you where you were like, is that really, who I want to be? Is that what I want to be? It's like that, you sitting in that cave, right? And coming out of that cave because of the light that you see in your children, the light that you see within them. Yeah. Yeah. Because children are so innocent, right? They're so innocent. They're full of love. They're full of light. And they are mirrors. They're mirrors and they're sponges, okay? Yeah. Tell me about the Chariot. The Temperance in reverse. Yeah, it's about recognizing what might not be healed within you, okay? Or where you feel like you're not balanced, okay? I'm talking to someone here that definitely, you went through it, okay? And you started to look at that. You started to look at the parts of yourself that aren't balanced and healed. But instead of running away from that, and instead of ignoring that and saying, well, that's just how I am, and my kid's gonna have to deal with that, you said, no, I don't want to reflect this back. That's not the light that I want to reflect back to my children, okay? So they mirrored something to you. Even that card says relationships reflect our wounds, right? That's kind of what mirroring is. When somebody mirrors something back, it mirrored back maybe a wound, even maybe a childhood wound, right? Childhood wounding. Things that you went through with your parents, right? And it gave you something to look at. Kids make you look at things in a whole different way, a whole different perspective about who we are as people. So, you might have done a lot of reflecting back to your own childhood, the way that things were, the way that your parents acted towards each other even, okay? How your family dynamic was set up. What did you witness as a child? What triggered you as a child? What hurt you as a child? And then taking that and saying, okay, that's what I need to look at and that's what I need to heal. What did that do with me? How does that influence the way that I react to certain things? How does that influence how I, maybe raise my children, okay? Because there's a lot of generational things that go on as well, where we see things that happen in our own family, and then some people think automatically like that's normal, so I'm gonna be the same way to my kids, or I'm gonna give them the same values because that's how I grew up. But I'm not talking to that kind of a person today. You're the kind of mother that really, you dissected a lot of things that you saw, that you went through. You started to see your parents as people with human traits, okay? And you took a lot of that with you in that cave, okay? Even the hard parts of like, do I see traits within myself that I mirror from my parents because of the way that I grew up? Do I want to stay that way? Is that what I want to give my kids? Is that something that I want to take with me, right? So there's so much like shadow work going on in this reading. Extreme shadow work. But whatever this shadow work was that you went through here, had a lot to do with the discernment of, is this who I am, or is this what was like imprinted onto me? Is this who I want to be, or is this what I was conditioned to be? Is this my worth? Is this who I am, or is this what other people are telling me that I am? Am I doing a good job? Am I doing a bad job? And if I feel like I'm doing a bad job, is it because I feel like I have shortcomings, or is it because other people are telling me that I do? You know what I mean? That's this energy here. What's the Five of Wands? The Two of Wands. Yeah, constant fighting about your choices. People always trying to fight with you about the choices that you make. Tower in reverse. Why is the Tower in reverse here? The Eight of Swords. Yeah, it says that's that mental entrapment, right? It all comes back down to the choices. It comes back down to the choices, okay? And people around you fighting with you and making you question your own choices. Getting you stuck in your head, wondering like, am I doing the right thing here? Is this the right choice? Because people are telling you around you, are fighting with you, creating conflict here, and trying to compete with you also. Because, see, that's another element of it, right? With your choices. If you have people around you that are competing with you and like, let's say it's a toxic ex-wife, ex-husband, something like that, okay? Or parental figures, whoever this is to you. If this person is constantly competing with you for the love of the children, right? It's like, who do the kids love more? That's totally toxic, okay? That should not happen at all with children. You shouldn't want to pull children in different directions, but some people do that, okay? It's because these are people that haven't healed, and they have a huge ego, and they like that feeling of, I'm more important, I'm the most important person, right? So that's kind of giving me this energy, is that you might have dealt with a person or people or family that competed with you because for them it was about like, who's the better parent, who's the better person, who's the most, who's there for the kid the most. So this could even be like your own parents, okay? It's like grandparents. It can also be grandparents, whoever it is to you, that, point out your flaws because they always want to feel like, the kid loves them more and they're the most giving and the kid is always the best with them, okay? Making you question every single choice because they feel like they always know it all and they know everything better, and, you just can't measure up to them. When in reality, that's discernment right here. It's like, why are we competing? Okay. There shouldn't be any competition going on anyways with children. That is toxic. We shouldn't be trying to get the child to love them more or undermine the authority of the other person in front of the children. See, that's something that these people love to do, right? It's like purposely in front of a child, undermining the authority of the person, so that the child feels like they have to choose sides and choose a loyalty, okay? So that's something also that you might have been dealing with, is like you're trying to constantly prove your worth, even to your own children, because you have people around you that are using the kids as like some sort of tug of war, okay? So, that's hard. That's hard. Yeah. Do you see that? I didn't even mean to do that. Look at what comes out, the High Priestess. Yeah, so somebody, yeah, Three of Swords at the bottom. Someone out there might be dealing with someone like that. It's like, you feel like you're doing a good job. You know you're doing a good job. You know that, you love your kids and everything, you do is for them. But there's people around you always pointing out everything that you're doing wrong, and it's like a competition for them. See, these are the kind of people that, they probably have childhood wounding. They have some sort of childhood issues from their own parents, where they probably felt like they were never good enough for their parents, okay? So that's that generational curse that's being passed down here, is that your parents never, or someone in your family never felt good enough for their parents. So the way that they get their recognition and that appreciation is from, feeling like they're doing everything right now with their kids, even though they're not. It's just like something they're trying to pull at them, like to prove something to themselves, right? Instead of actually doing that shadow work. So if this is parental figures and you have like a grandchild, okay, you have a child, these are the grandparents, and someone is like constantly undermining your authority because they want the grandchild to love, grandma or grandpa the most. That is that, it's that weird trait right there of thinking that makes them worth something, right? When they can undermine you as a mother and tell you you're doing everything wrong, and the kid loves the grandparents more than the own mother because, something, or the other parent or the father or whatever, it gives them that sick satisfaction of like, well, I always felt like I wasn't good enough because of my parents, but look, now I have a grandchild or a child and this child loves me the most. It's like that kind of like unhealed childhood trauma thinking, but there's someone around here that's doing this to you, okay? So they're using you as this kind of like this stand-in here to make you feel bad, and using a child in this tug of war of like, look, the child loves me the most. I'm the best father. I'm the best grandparent. They love me more than you because you do everything wrong. When in reality, you're not doing anything wrong. This person has not healed their own childhood traumas, their own inner feeling of not being good enough. And they are then projecting this onto you, forcing you into this feeling. They're doing the same exact thing to you that their parents did to them, making you feel like you're not good enough. Nothing you do is good enough. They are doing the exact same thing that their parents did to them. They're doing that to you. Now here you are using your discernment, breaking a generational curse here and saying, you know what? Is this really the truth, or are you projecting your wounds onto me right now? Like, because I know I'm doing a good job and I know I'm a good mother, okay? And I am a goddess of light. I am a goddess of light. And I don't want to reflect back to my kids the wounds that you are reflecting at me. I don't want to reflect that. I want to reflect the light side, okay? And if somebody is projecting this onto you constantly, making you feel like you're not good enough, you don't want to walk out of that cave and inflict that onto your kids. You don't want your kids to feel that way. You don't ever want your kids to feel like they're not good enough, nothing they do is good enough, just constantly pointing out their flaws and making them feel like they'll never measure up, you don't want to do that. But it's really hard healing around people that are constantly saying these things to you, fighting with you, competing with you. You can't really find your own worth, even as a mother, okay? when you're constantly having to listen to things. That's where this comes in here. I spend my time wisely, okay? Saying no to being around these kind of people, because what are they doing for you at the end of the day? What are they doing for you? What are they doing for your kids? Okay? Because that's another thing. It's like this unhealed person here is only, if they're not healing themselves, they are going to be reflecting that not only onto you, but also onto your kids. Because they're seeking validation externally, right? They're doing everything to seek outside external validation for their self-esteem. They're seeking that through the kids, through the grandkids. So what are your kids going to be doing one day? They're going to be seeking that validation outside of themselves instead of inside of themselves. That is where you come in, okay? Where you change that dynamic, because you are doing that inner healing work of realizing that that external validation is not coming from the outside. Because if it was coming from the outside, these people would be destroying your self-worth, okay? So you stop looking for that external validation, looking for the recognition outside of yourself for your achievements, okay? For what you're investing in. People always, if you were doing that, then you would always feel defeated. You would feel like you're not worth anything. So you had to learn, you had to go into that cave and find that validation and that appreciation and that recognition within yourself, and realize that you know who you are. It comes from within. It comes from within, and not from any of these other people outside of you. You are the one that knows who you are and what you're worth. It comes from within. Okay, you stop seeking the validation even as a mother from other people telling you that you're a good mother. You don't need to hear it anymore. You already know that you are. And if somebody wants to come around and say you're not a good mother, you don't even listen to it, because you know who you are. You don't need that external validation. What these people are going to be trying to instill on your kids, though, is that your kids need external validation to feel good about themselves. That is what you want to change. You're going to make sure that your kids do not do that, that your kids know exactly what they're worth, that they are valuable without anybody having to tell them that they are whole the way that they are, okay? Yeah. Tell me about the Four of Wands. That is the light that you're about to, that is the light that you want to reflect back to them, is that they are worthy and they are valuable and they are appreciated, but that they, that you're going to instill that in them so that they know that instinctively without having to seek it from other people. That's how you want them to grow up. Feeling whole, not feeling like they need another person to tell them who they are. That is what's going to change. That is the curse that's going to break here, is that your kids are going to know exactly who they are, and they don't need someone to tell them this or that or the other thing, okay? That's a very, very, very important value to give your kids, okay? It's so important for your kids to grow up confident, okay? Yeah. Emperor in reverse. So I don't know, this is who you could be dealing with, or this is just the energy of this person that is around you, right? Someone that is, they want to have control, but they're also someone that's they're not balanced. They're not healed. They're not going to do the healing either. They're not going to be there for you. They're very controlling, and they need a lot of, the Emperor in the upright is someone that's very humble, right? Very, very humble leader, okay? They're very confident, but they know they're confident and just ruler and leader with compassion. This person is not. They don't have compassion for others. They don't really care about others' feelings, and they need people to tell them all day long how great they are, right? This person loves that. They love hearing all day long how great they are. That is where they get their ego, and they need that. Yeah, because this person is a weak person, and this person is in their ego. This person has huge ego issues, okay? Very prideful, very aggressive. This is an egomaniac right here. The person that you're dealing with, constantly pointing at your flaws, this person is an egomaniac. That is why they really need that validation from the kids or the grandkids all the time of how they do everything better and they're amazing, right? And you're not. That is why they do that. That is how they feel like they are stable. This is a competition, okay, for them. And it's very destructive, like even to the kids. It's so destructive. And you don't want to deal with this anymore, or you walked away from this in the past. I feel like you already walked away from this in the past. You already went through this shadow work here. You already came out of the cave and realized that this is not how you're going to be, this is not what you want your kids to kind of grow up with. This is not the values that you want to instill in your kids. You don't want your kids to end up like this, right? Or have to go through even what you went through. That's another big part of it here. The Three of Cups. I feel like this is you and your kids, or your kid, your child. It's about family. I feel like it's about having a happy family, okay? Having celebrations, soul family here. So tell me about the Star in reverse. The King of Cups and the Knight of Swords. I feel like this is about you taking that action to balance out your own emotions, right? You have the Queen of Cups here and the King of Cups. I mean, it is a masculine, but I feel like the Queen of Cups is already out here. I feel like it has a lot to do with balancing out those emotions. Balancing out your emotions, okay? And being that caring, giving, nurturing person that you feel like maybe you didn't have, okay? Yeah. So let's see. Tell me about this devil, please. Lightning in reverse, okay? Sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation in reverse. Yeah, this is someone that won't change. This devil, they don't change. They don't have that epiphany, right? There's no epiphany that tells them that, they need to transform their life. This is someone that they're like set in their ways, right? This person, there's somebody toxic here. They're just set in their ways. They're not gonna change. What's the Three of Pentacles? Hand of Cards. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing your hand, gambling. Okay, so there was a group here, a collaboration here, people trying to be strategic about something. About what are they trying to be strategic about? Yeah, about a partnership, soul connection, partnership, agreement. Or this is someone that you were in a partnership with, or in some sort of soul contract with, a soulmate here. That you felt like, you have to work together with here. You have to find a solution with here. What's the Ten of Swords? Yeah, but this is... yeah, okay. So we got the Golden Mirror, the narcissist, right? The self-absorbed narcissist here. Yeah, this person that you're dealing with. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. Yeah. So this relationship ended to this narcissist. I feel like you ended this relationship here. You walked away from this, and then you grew and transformed your life. You used your discernment. You said no thank you. You grew and transformed your life, and you walked out of that that self-doubt. That self-doubt that's a narcissist was trying to put in your ear the whole time, realizing, that you're going to change even if this person doesn't. So tell me about Seven of Cups reverse. Yeah, welcoming love, meeting the one, opening your heart. Opening your heart, that's what you did. You walked out of that self-doubt, okay? And people telling you who you are and what you are and this and that, right? You're not doing everything, you're not doing anything right. And you released that, you walked out of that, and you opened your heart, okay? Not even just you open your heart, you know that your heart is open anyways. It's already open. It's already open. That's you. That's who you are. okay? You just found back to yourself, basically. Tell me about the Page of Swords. Not today in reverse. Not dealing hurt, avoiding conversation, call person, boundaries, still angry. Yeah, this is about the way that you talk to others, right? I feel like this is about your communication style, especially with the Page of Swords being here. It's like you might have even recognized that there was like communication patterns or communication behaviors that you have from others, okay? Or you just, I mean, not today, like even with not today, not dealing hurt, avoiding conversation, call person, you could be somebody that grew up in like a very cold house, right? Cold house, tense house, because your parents were always fighting and you felt like something was tense. Or with this person that you were dealing with, okay? This person, there was a lot of like not dealing, not hurt, or not dealing hurt, still angry, somebody that's always angry, someone that's always so tense, okay? Someone that's avoidant, always like making you feel bad, always like shunning you, walking around the house angry. So either this is what you saw with your own parents, or this is somebody that you dealt with, okay? But whatever this was, you realize like, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to live like this. I don't want to deal with this, okay? This kind of communication with each other, the way that we talk to each other, like that's not how I want my kids to grow up. That's not what I want them to feel, okay? That's not what's right. I don't want that kind of a relationship dynamic to be their role model, okay? I don't want them to go through what I went through. So tell me about the Ace of Swords reverse. Kisses. Unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. Why is that here for the Ace of Swords in reverse? Seduction. Okay, so there was also a lot of like maybe confusing attraction with love. Okay. So you might have not seen something clearly. This could be something that we are conditioned from our parents, or, you know, trauma from our childhood, or just the way that we're raised, okay? Or this, no, you know what this is? This comes from a lack of confidence growing up, right? So this comes from a lot from feeling like you're unworthy, okay? Feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like you need that external validation from others, feeling like what other people think of you and what other people see in you is what makes you good. It's what makes you desirable, right? So this is about growing up and confusing attraction and flirting and dating with love. Because we think, okay, so someone is attracted to me, that means they like me, when in reality it's just lust, okay? But that comes from not seeing your own worth in the most cases, right? When you don't see your own worth, when you don't know that you are worth someone, you are worth unconditional love, okay? You are worth receiving affection, okay? Not just attraction and flirting, but actual affection. You are worth that, okay? So if you grew up that way, or this is just something from your past, this has a lot to do with self-esteem, and it has a lot to do with the way that we grow up, or also I feel like the values that were instilled in us as women, right? It has a lot to do with our worth as women. So if you didn't grow up with that, if you didn't grow up with parents or a mother figure, maybe even that instilled in you that you are worth affection, true affection and unconditional love, or someone that even just made you feel like, you didn't really know what to look for in other people, okay? Or there was something that always told you you're not good enough. So you just seek that external validation, because that is what this person does, right? This person around you, they need external validation to feel good about themselves. So that is what you might have been conditioned to be like, okay? So that's where this attraction and flirting and stuff comes in, because you think as a woman, if we don't really know how the world how the men work, right? Their brains work. We think, oh, this guy's flirting with me. Oh, they must really like me. Oh, that they're attracted to me. Oh, they really like me. When in reality, that's not how men think at all. But, you know, you might have not known that because nobody taught you, right? Because you were also, you know, maybe looking for that external validation, right? It might have just even felt good to you to know that someone likes you or someone thinks you're pretty. Okay? So you had to learn, what is real love? What does it feel like to actually receive affection from a person? What is unconditional love? And that starts with giving that to yourself first, right? So that you're not looking for it from other people. Yeah, girl talk. Time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. Huh, okay. Tell me about the Knight of Cups. Heartbroken in reverse. Looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia in reverse. Yeah, it's about you coming out. It's about this transformation that you went through, okay? Looking at your past, looking at the past and releasing the past, okay? Going through that transformation. Going through that transformation. First pouring in that love into yourself, okay? Finding that worth within yourself, loving yourself, who you are as a person. Realizing that you do have good qualities, okay? And then wanting to share that with others. Then being able to share that with others, right? To the full extent. Because you went through a transformation. Tell me about this Emperor in reverse. Yeah, progression, arriving, moving on. Yeah, you moved on from this person. You left this person behind. Tell me about the Five of Wands. Yeah, separation here. Sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. Separation. So when the separation from this person came in, okay, that is when they started competing with you. Or, you know, questioning all of your choices. Unsure about future. It's like, this is even like giving me unsure about your choices, right? Making you feel like you should be unsure of every decision that you make, okay? Because they feel like they know everything better. What's Star in reverse? The Chaser. Fear of abandonment issue. So that's maybe another thing that you had to heal, right? A fear of abandonment, a fear of, a fear of abandonment also comes from kind of feeling like you need another person because you can't do something alone, right? Or you feel like you don't want to be alone, you can't be alone. But it all comes back down to that core trigger point of feeling like you're not good enough alone, like just you, okay? It's like you need an external person to make you feel like you can do something, okay? So that is big here in the healing. Yeah, the Snake in reverse. It says competition in reverse. Yeah, you stopped competing with other people or trying to prove your worth to others, okay? So that's a big part of it, is when you just step back and you say, I'm not going to prove myself to you. I know who I am. I'm not going to compete with you. I'm not going to chase after you. Yeah, whoever I'm talking to, you did so much shadow work. You did, okay? And you're a great mother. You're doing a good job, okay? So if on this Mother's Day, nobody has told you that you're a good mother and you're doing a great job, you are doing a great job and you are a great mother, and you should be proud of yourself for all of the work that you have put into yourself, okay? Everything that you have done to work on yourself, to heal yourself, to really look at things the way that they are, okay? And want to give your children a better life, a better family, more love, more self-worth and confidence, okay? Just for that alone, you are doing a great job, okay? You're doing a great job and you're a great mother, okay? So let's see, Holy Spirit, to close this message out. Is there anything else that you want The mothers to know today on Mother's Day. The Queen of Wands. You got it going on. Be confident, girl. Confirmation right now on my furniture. You got it going on. You can be confident in yourself. You can be confident. You're strong. You can be confident in yourself. You got it going on. That's what I heard when this came out. You got it going on, girl. You got it going on, girl. You don't need anybody. 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. You got it going on, girl. 9 of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. You did it. You came out of the cave and you are shining, okay? You came out of the cage. Yeah, you might have even come out of a cage, okay? The Moon and Justice, yeah. You're doing a great job. You are doing a good job, Justice. What you're doing is fair and just, okay? You're doing the right thing. If you've been wondering, am I doing the right thing? You are. Justice in the upright. You've been doing the right thing. You can be confident in yourself. You've got it going on, and you're somebody that's very fair, okay? You're on the right side of things here, the Moon. Yeah. What is this card? The Sun was the last card out that I couldn't get. Yo, look at this. That's this card. That's you came out of the cave into the light. You came out of this dark shadow work, fears, contemplation, deep subconscious work that you did on yourself, and you came into the light. And this is what you're reflecting back to the world and to your children, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. That's beautiful. That is literally that oracle card at the beginning of the message. You came out of the dark to the light, to those shining faces, okay? The shining faces that you want to show joy to in your life, to your children or your child, okay? And yes, you are a great mother. You got it going on, girl, okay? You're doing the right thing. Don't worry about it, okay? All right, I'm gonna leave it at that, guys, okay? I hope you guys have a nice Mother's Day. Yeah. Sending lots of love, okay, to all the mothers out there. You guys, like I don't want to keep repeating myself, but you're doing a good job, okay? So thanks for watching. I hope you like the message, and I'll see you on the next one, okay? Bye.